What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, it's all about the Aksis Challenge Mode fight. We're going to go ahead and walk you through a complete guide. Now, the Aksis Challenge Mode, what you have to do is you have to hit the empowerment plates on each teleport, and you have to stun Aksis on each teleport. You can't miss anything, or you will not complete the challenge. So, for those of you who haven't been hitting the empowerment plates, which, let's be honest, that's pretty much all of us, this is going to feel like a completely different battle. Now, I know there are a lot of different strategies out there. My strategy is actually adapted off of Dukaness's. I saw his empowerment plate videos long before the challenge mode actually came out, so just want to go ahead and give credit to him. I'm going to go ahead and link his channel below. You can go ahead and check out his YouTube. And he is the one, even though our strategy is actually kind of flipping his, because he's doing his stuff on the right hand side. Now, what we're actually going to show right now is me going through an entire run through, and then we're going to walk through why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're going to show you a diagram, we're going to show you where you should position yourself, and where you should be focusing whenever you're doing all of this stuff. It's tricky. It's going to require a lot of teamwork, and a lot of coordination, and a lot of communication, and a lot of speed. I know people are already saying rip the LFG groups, and maybe that might be the case, but hopefully people on LFG are at least looking up YouTube videos like this so that they can see exactly what they need to do so they're not going into this raid challenge blind. Now again, the number one thing you want to focus on is getting into position, because you need to dunk that empowerment plate first, and then you need to stun Aksis. It's got to go in that order, and you've got to be quick about it because you don't have a lot of time. So I put together my own diagram that we can go ahead and look at and see what we need to do in this fight. So whenever we take a look at this, the red squares are where Aksis teleports to, the yellow pentagons are where the empowerment plates are, and the green circles are where you will stand. And you will always have somebody standing in these locations every single time, regardless of where Aksis goes. So you can see that the left hand side actually ends up having the most that they have to go ahead and do. They're either going to dunk on the left or the middle, or they're going to cover their empowerment plate in the back. The middle is actually cheating towards the left, so if the left happens to go into the middle to dunk, the middle person can actually go over to the left hand side and use that empowerment plate. The right hand side pretty much just focuses on the right dunk and the right empowerment plate. This strategy, it looks a little bit weird, but it will work. And one of the reasons why it works is because Aksis's empowerment plate will not activate on the same side that Aksis teleports to. So if Aksis teleports over to the left hand side in the beginning of the battle, that left plate will not light up, which means that the middle person who would be covering potentially the left or middle empowerment plates only needs to turn towards the middle and go immediately towards that middle empowerment plate. It kind of helps you once you start getting into the battle and start thinking about things, but once this battle gets going on, pretty much you're only going to have to turn in one direction and run. Once things get going on, you really only need to look in one direction as you're going about things, and that's going to make your life so much easier. And again, you're not going to get this on the first try. You're not. It's a new mechanic. It's almost like a brand new battle, but it's really important. So what's really important is as Aksis is going through these different teleporting stages, you need to call out when you're empowered immediately, because the people that are empowered need to stop what they're doing right away, and they need to get into position. So the positions, as you saw by the green dots, right in front of those columns on the left and right hand side are some yellow caution tape looking things on the ground. Stand right on those yellow caution tape things. That's where you want to be on the left and right hand side. In the middle, like I said, you're cheating towards the left hand side in the back, so stand near the bottom of the stairs on the left hand side. That should be good enough where you can go ahead and run to the left empowerment plate, or to the back, whether it be an empowerment plate there, or for the back stun of Aksis. All of these things are extremely vital, because if you're not getting into position, you are not going to complete the challenge. Like I said, you've got to be perfect, you can't miss, and you can see the damage is pretty big already. Because we've got supers going on, the damage is pretty big. We had our Sunsingers going ahead and popping fusion grenades with Viking Funeral. We had two of our hunters with a Celestial Nighthawk, and that Golden Gun Celestial Nighthawk shot does a ton of damage. So you don't need to worry about firing off with your pistol, or your Chaos Dogma, or your Steel Medulla, or your Sniper Rifle. It doesn't matter. One Golden Gun shot is going to do more damage than you could do with your primary shots or sniper shots in the entirety. so don't worry about your damage. Dark Drinker is still king at the end. Remember, Aksis's empowerment plate will never light up on the same side that he teleports to, and that actually holds true for the middle as well. So whether Aksis teleports to the bottom middle or all the way in the back middle, that middle empowerment plate will not light up. So if you see Aksis in the bottom middle, that means the person on the left hand side is automatically jumping in, and the person who's actually supposed to cover the middle should only look to the left and start running up the stairs just in case the left empowerment plate, which I'm pretty much standing on right now, ends up lighting up. Again, communication is going to be key. Communication and just getting familiar with this, because even though I knew what to do and, my teammates, we knew what we were going to be doing, it was still tricky once we got into the heat of battle because things go so fast. So you need to really learn the stuff and then start slowing it down, and you'll be able to get it. Once we were starting off, we weren't even getting to the second dunk because we were just not being able to get the empowerment and get the stun at the same time. Then after a while, we started getting our full damage phasing, getting over to the pillar, and then we ended up killing him. It didn't take much longer after that. Each time we had to go for an empowerment and a dunk, we had two callouts. One was calling out charge whenever we were running towards the plate, before we could even see our prompt end up coming up, to hold square, to hold X on Xbox, to go ahead and dunk the charge on the empowerment plates. We ended up calling out charge because that then let the person know who was on top of Aksis at that time to go ahead and start doing his slam, because the timing is extremely quick. So right here, as I'm floating up here, I'm waiting. I was waiting until I was hearing the person say charge, and then I immediately jumped on Aksis's back and went ahead and held on to that square button. Now right here, people were calling out where they were empowered. I knew that I had to go over to the middle. I see that Aksis is over to the left, so I'm turning around really quick, running to the middle side, and boom, I go ahead and dunk off the empowerment. Again, we're calling out our empowerment, and I found out that we have nobody empowered on the right, so instead of worrying about any damage, my number one priority is getting over here to the right-hand side, and I'm in position, and we're ready to go. It's gonna be tricky. I know this. And I know watching the video once or twice might not even be enough to help you. You might need to watch it multiple times to really get a good feel of this, and there's no better teacher than actually getting in and practicing things. Your Celestial Nighthawk shots are going to deal a ton of damage. Your supers are going to deal a lot of damage. Heck, if you've got a Defender Titan, you can always pop a bubble and start sorting him on teleport 1 or 2. You can do a lot of things like that. For the Servitors, a lot of people might not know, but the Servitors, even though they come from all of the different rooms, they pretty much only come to each side of the room once. So if a Void Servitor starts on the left-hand side, you're then going to have an Arc and then a Solar Servitor on the left-hand side. It won't be Void again, and the same holds true for all the other areas. Just some little tips and tricks you can go ahead and use in order to make this battle easier. Again, over the weekend, we ended up doing a video about predicting Aksis's teleport. That's going to be key as well. I'm going to go ahead and link that video as well, just in case you didn't see it. Overall, this battle is not extremely difficult. It will be, though, if you do not communicate. You have to communicate, and you have to all pretty much let people know, hey, I've got the charge, I'm going ahead, charging it, dunking it, boom, start shooting, dealing out the damage. That's the only way you're going to be able to do this battle. If somebody is quiet and silent on the mic, it's not going to work. You need to know, because you are so reliant on knowing when that empowerment dunk is coming so that you can stun Aksis on his back, because you need to have that empowerment first before you can do the stun. If you're on his back and you don't hear your person calling out charge, you might as well just go ahead and stun Aksis. Hopefully the person that's doing the charge on the empowerment plate gets over there and does it. There is a little bit of leeway, not a whole lot though. And if you miss an empowerment or you miss a dunk, you're going to have to wipe and you're going to have to reset, and that stinks. But I have confidence that you will be able to do it. Just follow the plan. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your challenge, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #charge, #dunk.